As you're probably aware, there are various configurations of the Express console. In actuality, the only thing that really changes on the various consoles are the way the faders are set up. In fact, the keypad on all Express consoles is exactly the same. So again, the only thing that's going to change is the fader. For instance, on the Express 2448 console, which we have in front of us now, there are actually 3 different modes that the faders can be set up in, and I'm going to take you through how to set that mode and also what those various modes are. And again, this is unique to the 2448 because of its configuration. So let's go through that now. To set up the fader mode, that's actually an option in the setup menu. Now again, we have more specific and more detailed information about the entire setup menu in another chapter. But for our purposes here, setting up the fader mode on the Express 2448, we want to go into one area of that only, and that's going to be into System Settings, which is option number 1. So I hit my Setup key, option number 1, Enter, and then all the way down at the bottom of the list, you'll see number 15, which is Scene Mode. So I'm going to hit 15, Enter, and my command prompt will tell me the 3 different options that I have for my faders. The first option is 2-scene mode. The second option is 1 scene without subs. And the third option is 1 scene with subs. And I'll explain now what each one of those is. So I'm going to go ahead and go into 2-scene mode. So I'm going to hit 1, Enter. Now you'll see my scene mode says 2-scene. And now when I'm running my channels, basically what I have on my faders, I have 2 rows of 24 faders. And the way 2-scene mode is going to work is on each one of those rows, the first fader is channel 1 and the last fader is channel 24, and then all of the channels in between. And what I can do, and that duplicates itself down in the bottom row. So what I can do is set a scene in the top half, set a scene in the bottom half of channels 1 through 24, and then crossfade using my AB fader pair, just like you would on a old-fashioned 2-scene preset board. So the Express 2448 has that option available to you. I'm going to go back into my setup and go over the other ones as well. Option number 1, System Settings. Option number 15 for Scene Mode. And my second option here is 1 scene without subs. I'm going to go ahead and go into that, so 2, Enter. What I have now basically is, again, still my two rows of 24 faders. The top row is channels, so I can bring up 1 through 24. And then the bottom row is also channels, but again, it doesn't duplicate 1 through 24. It starts at 25. So I can actually bring up channels 1 through 48 all on faders. So this is a nice, simple, kind of an easy way to run the Express 2448 with channel 1 and through 48 on the faders. And that is single scene without subs. The final option in my scene mode is option number 3, which is 1 scene with subs. I'm going to go ahead and select that option. And in stage mode, basically now I still have channels 1 through 24 in my top row of faders. But now my bottom row of faders are actually 24 submasters. And what a submaster is, and we have more detailed information about submasters, but basically I can take an entire look or an entire scene and put it into one fader and run that scene on its own. And those are the 3 fader options on the Express 2448. Again, unique to this board. And once you decide how you want to run the board, you can set it up any way you like.